For some reason, you're trading, but your profits don't feel safe. It feels dangerous to you. Have you noticed that, like, you start trading in the week and then you are up, you have a good start to the week, and then all of a sudden you continue trading and you continue to give back your profits, and then by the end of the week, you're in the red. You have nothing to show for it except for shame and guilt and regret. And this happens every single week. It repeats. It's a negative pattern. So in this video, we're going to talk about this in detail, and by the end of the video, you're going to understand what is the cause of this and how you can fix this and overcome it so that you can level up your trading. So make sure you watch this to the end. So the problem with what you're dealing with is that you don't feel safe. You start Monday after having a nice weekend reset. Okay, so you've cleared your mind, you're all in a good space, your head space is good, and you have a clear trading plan, and you stick to it. You actually come and you follow your entry, and you see your setup maybe on Tuesday or something like that. You take the trade and you win. Now you're up. By Wednesday, you're up and you're feeling really good. But then here's the problem. Your financial thermostat, okay? Now these are quite high-level concepts that you have to understand if you want to be successful as a trader. So I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that you will understand what I'm talking about. But your financial thermostat is your internal relationship to money, how you feel about money, okay? Do you notice that you can't save money in your personal bank account? So if whenever you have money come in, it goes out, because that's your natural state. You're not used to having money, or you're not used to making lots of money, right? So when there is money, your mind will find ways of getting rid of it, or find ways of spending it on things that are silly, things that won't get you anywhere, or just blowing your money on a silly night or something like that. Do you understand? And that is because it's your default setting. And then you have this subconscious default setting, and it rolls over into your trading. So when you go into profits, you feel unsafe. You start to self-sabotage because of that financial thermostat. So you're used to making, I don't know, let's just say you're used to making $500 a week. The moment your account is sitting on 5,000 or 2,000, it feels dangerous. Okay, so subconsciously you self-sabotage. And so what happens by the middle of the week, you have this ego, okay? And the ego is coming off from the confidence of the win. So you think, oh, I'm on a roll. Maybe I can do this again. So you get greedy. You see, you only need one trade actually. But because your brain, your psychology, your subconscious programming is set to lack and self-sabotage and being stuck in this broke mental mind state, like this is like, that's where you see being broke for you feels safe. Okay, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to have a go at you, I'm not disrespecting you, I'm just explaining to you what it is. And you can understand that when you look at like the entire population, everybody on the planet, right? Most people are broke and struggling, okay? And that also is the case when it comes to traders, okay? Just because you're a trader doesn't mean you're automatically rich, okay? You're most likely bringing that same default setting into the trading environment. So then your profits don't feel safe. Okay, you're reflecting your natural default setting. Okay, it's like this. You don't have a strategy problem. Okay, you know how to trade. You know how to trade. Okay, you've done your back testing. You've done all the work. You've watched all of your, training videos. You've watched enough video. You know your stuff. You're not a beginner. You know what to do. Okay, it's not strategy. This is why I keep saying it's never strategy, but it's internal. But then you're not profitable. Because of what? Because you make your profits and you give it back by the end of the week, or you overtrade. You by Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're greedy because you want to keep winning. So you think that now you're going to take another trade and win again. Okay, and then your greed is triggered from your scarcity and your lack mindset, which is a childhood programming. Or you have your ego going on tilt, because then you were up nice and then you take another trade and then you lose that trade, and now you got to fix it. You got to, like, oh God, just get me back to where I was yesterday in the green. Okay, now you're panicking and you're angry with yourself, so you take that third trade to try and fix that again, and then the third trade is also a loss, so now you're like in the red. Do you see how this repeats and this just keeps continuing? It's like self-sabotage. You can't hold on to profits because you don't feel safe. You're like being broke all the time in real life, and like having a, a poor environment. It's chaotic. But then in that chaos is what your brain and your subconscious is used to all the time. So that is what it feels safe, right? So then subconsciously, when you trade, you make your profits, but then now that feels out of place. So then now you start to search for chaos again. You need that chaos in the market now, because it's reflecting, it's a mirror reflection of your real life. So now it's in the market reflecting, and you're there hunting for chaos. You're not there trading logically. Okay? So that is really like a breakdown of your situation. And so what do you do to stop all of this? Well, the easiest thing you can do is to stop trading. So if you have a win on a Monday or a Tuesday, and you're up, you've had one good win, and your P&L for that week is in the positive, you're in money, stop trading. Simple as that. Like, stop trading. You don't need to do anything else. You can just stop trading, close your computer, and go enjoy the rest of the week. Why would you want to continue? You came to the market to make money. You've made money. Now keep it. Walk away. Why do you want to keep trying to make more money? You see? Because you've had time to, over the weekend, to think about and plan for that trade, and that's why it was a good quality trade, right? So stop trading. The moment you have a win, you're done for the week, okay? Let me tell you something. The sniper or the warrior is someone that can exercise restraint. Restraint. Do you understand that word? Restrain yourself. That is pure emotional discipline and control. Knowing that if you wanted to, you could, but you don't. Does that make sense? Like, if you want to really go for it, you can, but you don't. It's called restraint. And this is emotional discipline, right? And so it's like having that win, and then seeing that beautiful setup that you could take. You're tempted. It was part of the plan, but then you go, you know what? Don't need to. I don't need to. I'm up this week. I'm in profit. I'm done. Remember why you're trading in the first place is to make money for that week. So if you've made money that week, you're done. It's really that simple. And then the other solutions that you should look at is reprogramming your internal relationship with money, your internal belief systems with money. Okay, this inner programming, you have to fix it. Okay, and you have to rewire that. Okay, so that's something that we do within the course. If you want to work on that, then I would suggest that you do. It's the first link in the description. But you have to reset and rewire your financial thermostat so that you can be comfortable in a lot of money in your personal account. Okay, so there's that. And then the next thing you can do is start building your sludge fund. So your savings account, your personal savings account, in not your trading account, but your personal account. So whatever money you have come in, have the discipline to save it and grow it. Because doing that will rebuild and train that discipline muscle in your brain to hold on to money in your personal account. If you can't hold money in your personal bank account, how can you hold money in your trading account? Do you see what I mean? There is a relationship. It's the same thing. Okay? They both take the same discipline, and it's both the same internal programming that is running for that. Do you understand? So you have to be able to save money in your real bank account so that you can see it in your P&L. Okay? And then, you have to realize and value your worth, your self-worth. You are worthy of success. You are worthy of having money in your account, money in your P&L. Does that make sense? If you're feeling unworthy, like you don't deserve it somehow, like some programming, somebody told you money was bad or money is hard to make, or whatever negative programming that you've had that you need to clear, okay? If you have that unworthy belief about yourself, you're always going to self-sabotage because you don't feel like you're worth it. Does that make sense? So those are the main fixes for your issue. Okay, you have to learn to save money in your real bank account so that you have a better relationship with money and not always blow your account so that you're empty at the end of the month. Improve your financial thermostat, increase your financial thermostat, and then increase your self-worth and reprogram your mind. Okay, reprogram your inner beliefs and your relationship to money. Okay, it's not strategy. You know how to trade. Okay, you just don't know how to hold on to your profits. And the last one is, if you're up for the week, walk away. Walk away, walk away. Close the charts and stop trading. If you can't do that, then you have an underlying issue with your trading. You're addicted. You have the ego. You have this addiction to chaos. Okay, and it goes back to resetting to your default programming. Okay, so that's what we do within the Inner Edge Pro. If you want to check that out, it's in the first link in the description. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you're struggling with. And until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.